video, I'm going to show you how to exhaust wrap something. This is gonna actually be an actual how-to. Last time I wrapped something, it was just kind of all over the place and it was just working on my car pretty much. Also, if you're wondering, I have no more COVID hair, which is nice because it kept falling in my eyeballs. Anyway, we'll get started here. First off, you need to pick a wrap. I got DEI titanium wrap in black. I mean, it can be whatever you feel comfortable buying. Obviously, cheaper things usually get what you pay for. This stuff is more expensive. This is titanium wrap, so I don't need to soak it. If you get fiberglass wrap, you need to soak it, I think, for like 5 minutes in a bowl of water or something. Secondly, you need to decide how you're gonna hold your wrap together. I went for fancy metal zip tie things. You can also use safety wire, which might be better. I feel like these are more likely to fail, but I could be wrong. And I'll show you how to do zip tie, metal zip ties. Obviously, you're gonna need some tools. I have some here. Scissors to cut the wrap, some cutters to cut the zip ties or the safety wire, using safety wire. Some slip joint pliers, and I'll show you how to use these to pull on the metal zip ties. I also have a clamp, that way I can hold the wrap, and if I need to move my piece, I can move it. If I need to take a break from the bathroom, whatever, you can pause where you're at with the clamp. As you can see, I have painted my downpipe. It's mild steel. You should probably paint your mild steel exhaust, whatever you have, because the wrap can build some moisture in it, and then obviously that water holding onto the mild steel will cause it to rust quicker. So it's a good idea to paint it. I use some VHT flame-proof paint. It's between 1300 and 2000 degrees, so hopefully that works. And then you will also probably want to get some high-temp silicone. I got the DEI brand, and I sprayed that on the wrap to kind of make it more waterproof and kind of seal up that wrap. There's a couple ways to figure out how much wrap you need. There's calculators online you can use. There's a method where you just have the wrap you have, and you just do a loop, and you go around and measure how many loops you need. Make sure you account for the overlap. I'm going to just probably unreel all this and just do it that way so I don't waste any. You do have to count more wrap for bends because they will take up more wrap. What I recommend is to have some painter's tape. That way you can tape off the ends, and then you can cut them when you're ready to use it because they start unraveling. Also, I would wear gloves, and I would try to keep it away from your body. The little fibers will kind of get in your clothes and it will kind of itch. So try to avoid that, obviously. To get started, I'm going to unravel some of this, and I'm just gonna loosely wrap it. That way I have stuff available to use, and I'm not trying to spin this guy around and wrap at the same time. So when you're ready, cut your wrap. Like so. To get started, you're going to want to fold down your wrap like so. So you get like a triangle edge, and then place it where you need it. Just get a good first pull, and then always pull tautly, like so. And once you get, one time around and lock in your end, you can start working on your overlap. So what you want is about a 1/4 inch overlap throughout the whole wrap. And when you get to these corners, you want to do the 1/4 inch overlap on the outside. So the inside will have more material, but you want to focus on getting that overlap on the outside of the radius. So So now that I got a little bit of ways from the end here, I can get my clamp. Probably should have gotten this a little bit more ready. It's clamped, so now I can put my metal zip tie here, and I don't have to worry about it moving or trying to hold this end. Install our metal zip tie. Safety wire, or the mechanic wire, is probably easier because you would obviously just cut your section of wire out, and then you would take the two ends and you would just twist it with some pliers, and then you would just clip the end and then fold it down. I think these look a little nicer. I do just end up painting them in the end, so I guess it can't be too much nicer. So obviously to start, like any other zip tie, stick the end through. What I do for the initial tightness is just grab my pliers here and then pull this back with a flat blade. Just give it a little tug. And then you want to cut the end and leave about an inch left. Now what I do different for these than I found on the internet is that most things will tell you to take needle nose pliers, or they make a special tool and you grab it and you twist it. And you twist it tight. I don't like doing that because it just kind of bends the zip tie right here where the head of the zip tie is, and I don't really like that. So what I opted to do, and I found that's pretty useful, is I take the flat blade here, grab your pliers, and use this as leverage to pull onto the zip tie. Position, like that, and just pull on it, like so. And then I usually do it twice. So I'll get some slack out of it. I will fold this guy back, and I will give it another pull. Make sure it's tight. Looks good. And then tuck the rest of it down. I try to fold the end up against the head of the zip tie. That way if it wants to loosen, it will be stopped by the extra material here. That's how I do these metal zip ties. I will at least put one more at the end. I might have to put a couple along the way, but we'll see. Essentially, I'm going to do the same thing as the metal zip tie at the beginning, except when you fold this guy, fold the two corners in, and then, it's probably hard to see, and then fold it one more time across. Now you got a nice flat section right there. Put your metal zip tie or your mechanic wire, and then you'll be done. And I got a little bit more to go. It is all wrapped, and then I just need to paint it next. Not too bad. Now it's ready for painting the wrap. I didn't show you me masking the parts I masked because I figured it was boring. The one thing I did want to show you though is what I opted to do is leave a little space so hopefully the paint will kind of seal in the wrap. Besides that, just regular masking. If you're not worried about that, you can just try to mask right up to the wrap. That way you don't have a paint line. But I opted to have a paint line just so it would hopefully seal everything in nicely. Also, the dog's sniffing my knee. I don't know why. decided to paint one heavy coat and then one kind of medium light coat. On the can it doesn't tell me any instructions on like 2 light coats and 1 medium coat. So I opted for one heavy to try to soak it in, and another medium light coat just anywhere I missed. Here's the final product. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this useful, and I did a decent job on explaining on how to wrap your exhaust. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. I would highly appreciate it, and hope to see you next time.